Well,
Hello, hello.
happy Monday.
Yeah, tonight I am sitting in my downstairs bedroom on the guest bed.
You are.
I had my granddaughter the other day and I moved my ring light so that we could be in a less noisy spot for her, and I forgot. So here I come to my public from the guest room. It's great working from home though, because you can just make anything work. Make
Do you know what?
anything work. It's
I always say
perfect.
that when I do shows, Mary Grace, because as you know, I set my stuff up in my dining room, right? And I'm always like, hey, this is my dining room. Like I'm literally working from my dining room, which I
Yeah.
think is super fantastic.
I'm
So
usually sitting on my dining room table, but tonight I'm sitting on the guest bed.
that is true. Okay, so we are right. We're good there. Let me just go here. Hey, if you hop in, please say hello. Let us know you are
Hey,
here.
everybody. Give me a big hello.
I ran an event in my group and I had a couple people interested. So I'm going to go ahead and stream this over to my group, please. So just give me 1 second. We're also live on YouTube tonight, which that's kind of cool. I always love that. All right, so I'm showing we are on our business page. So hello to everybody there. And then let me just check the
Grace
Grace
and
and
Grit
Grit Studio
Studio.
page or the Grace and Grit Studio group to make sure we're live there because they did stream it into there. Yes, we're live there too. Hey Margie, how are you? Hello. So, Mary Grace, it's Monday again. I'm sorry you had to be by yourself last week. I felt bad that I couldn't be on with you, but thank you
Oh, nope.
so much
It's it. You
again.
do enough. That was absolutely fine, and it's good to mix it up every once in a while.
Well, hi Kim, how are
But you
you?
are missed.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, I miss doing it. I really enjoy Monday nights. I enjoy just chit-chatting with you, and I love talking about our opportunity because in my mind, this is one of those times where you can just take the 15 minutes, sit back, relax, and listen. That's all we're looking for you to do because this might be something that really is a great fit for you, or this could be something that, you were talking to your friends, you were talking to a coworker, a relative, and they're just looking for some type of a side hustle that they could weave into their everyday job or everyday career. And this is the perfect one. So I'm going to ask our senior executive company vice president. I just added a senior
I
to
have a
that.
new title every week.
I switch your
I'm
title all the
moving
time.
up.
I love doing that. I asked our executive company vice president a couple questions. Actually, four. It's four of the very common questions that most people ask when they are interested in, direct sales, and they just want to kind of get some more information about Park Lane. We're a fantastic company. We want you to listen with an open heart. And as she answers them, I will go ahead and throw the Google form up at the end, although it's also in the description box of anywhere you're watching this at. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mary Grace. And I'm going to start with the first question. And that is, people always like to know why direct sales, but they also want to know what's the difference between direct sales and multi-level marketing or MLM.
Yeah, they people get the two mixed up a lot. Like they'll say, like, is that one of those is that like an Amway thing, or is that like a multi, like, vitamin or nutrition thing? And they're very different businesses. Each have their own, like, need or mode or market or whatever. But direct sales is what we do, and it just means direct to consumer. So we provide some kind of service. The emphasis is far less on getting bunches of people to sign up and buy every month than it
Right.
is rather on just being the liaison between the company and the customer. We perform a really important role of a need in today's world, because so many people are doing shopping online, but they miss the human connection and they don't necessarily want to go in the mall for the human connection. So we have a little bit of everything here. And direct sales, like, it changed my life. It changed Janine's life. I don't think either of us went looking for it, saw ourselves in
No.
this type of business. We both fell into it by accident. You may be watching this video right now, or whatever we call it in today's world, by accident. And I named my team at one point Serendipity, which means in happy accident, because I thought, what a happy accident that
Love
I fell
it.
into direct sales and ended up making a career of it. But I already had a job, but I learned that I could do this on the side, and I could do it when and if I wanted to. And that is probably one of my biggest pluses that I want to share with community, is the fact that it doesn't matter what you're doing in your life, you could fit this in somewhere, because that's what you do. It's running your own business with none of the overhead, none of the expectations that like a 9 to 5 job would have for you.
Yeah.
So the fact that I went to a party, I thought I can do that on this side. And my initial goal was just to make some grocery money. But now, like since then, I've put 4 kids through college with cash. I've paid for
Amazing.
weddings with cash. I've, just been able to have this a completely different lifestyle than I ever imagined. And I owe it all to direct sales. And it makes me scared how many people just say no to it because right
Right.
away they think just like what you said, like, is that one of those pyramid things? Is that one of those MLM things or whatever? And it's like, no, I mean, we provide a service and it's
Absolutely.
it's a lot of fun. And I feel like the industry keeps us young. David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire, discovered that the number one reason people weren't investing was because they didn't have extra income.
Hmm.
Because almost every single American was living paycheck to paycheck or beyond paycheck to paycheck with like a credit every month left over, like on credit cards. And he just is the hugest proponent of direct sales because he said, live the life you're leading, fit this in where you can. Everyone can fit it in somewhere. Maybe it's once every 3 months, but
Oh yeah.
everyone can fit it in somewhere. And what a wonderful, wonderful way to bring in extraneous income to either invest, to play, pay for some sports that you were thinking you would have to
Yeah.
say no to, or, maybe you have your own little purse or shoe savings account or whatever. But there are
Yeah.
so many reasons to get involved with direct sales. I love it.
I love when you say things like that because it makes me think back to when I paid for my son's braces, and that was like huge for me because I was able to do that myself. I took him to all the appointments, paid for his braces, and it was like kind of cool when they were paid off. I was like, my business did that.
Yeah.
It's really neat to, I don't know, kind of put that in perspective. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be a
No.
vacation, it can be something smaller, like you
I
said, it can
and
be
people see
personal.
like people like me that do it full time and they think it has to be that like that. No, I grew into this and I
Right.
definitely was not looking. That's not what I thought I would do with it. So the
Right.
possibilities are endless, but it really just starts with, yeah, I have a couple hours. I have a couple
Yep.
hours a month that I could invest
Yep.
in order to make some extra money. Yeah.
Yep.
It's perfect.
In
Yeah.
30 days, I always say to people in 30 days, can you think of like one or two that you could, kind of put towards your business? If you could think
Yeah.
of one or two, then you could do direct sales. Thank you to all the new people that are joining. Hello and welcome. If you're watching this on the Grace and Grit Studio business page, click that share button and share this on your walls. You never know who might need or want to hear what we have to say. Because Mary Grace, everybody wants to hear what we have to say, right?
Oh,
Okay. So
they have to whether they want to or not.
I know
Can I say
we're kind of
something that
stuck.
yeah, I heard something today and I just want to bring like always I'm
Yeah.
very excited to learn and grow and everything. And
Yes.
I heard something today that I've heard before, but it hit me in a whole different way and it said it was about the difference between informing and inviting. And we inform you guys, everybody that's watching. I'm from New York. You guys, we inform you of all of these benefits of direct sales in our industry, which by the end, you'll have a lot of information. But I want to make sure we're inviting you to know that we would so welcome you and be so delighted for you to be on our team, for you to give it a try, for you to ask additional questions. So sometimes I think with information, afterwards, you're like, well, where do I go with this now? Now what? And you might be waiting for us to personally call you or invite you to join our team. I'm doing that for you right now.
You
Okay.
just did it. You just gave a personal invitation, and I
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
absolutely.
Sounded like it was engraved in embossed gold. That's what I heard. So I love it. So okay, so now we know what direct sales is, all right, and we know the difference between that and MLMs. My question now is why jewelry?
Yeah, honestly, you guys, I started out in a whole different business. I started out in candles. Janine started out in baskets, another all over. Pampered Chef with some of the girls under whatever. And
Yep.
a lot of times that happened because we either just went to a party and fell into it, or
Mhm.
we really liked the product and we thought, oh, I'm going to do this. But now, having been in this industry for 20 something years, people who really do their homework, like people that like sit down and do like the Excel spreadsheets and all of the, positives and negatives and whatever, they would pick jewelry just like
Yep.
the Levines did. So now we're a family owned company. The Levine family started our company 1955. Just a little 16 and 18-year-old couple at the time. They went on to have 9 children and we're on their third, starts the fourth generation. but they knew they wanted to use a direct sales model, which that's a whole nother story for other times. But they were one of the first ones. Like they were right there with right behind Stanley Home Products, Mary Kay and Park Lane like started at the same time,
Mhm.
direct sales model. So they're like, we want to use other people's living rooms for the showroom. We want to give women, especially women, um, at that time, an opportunity to run their own business and make money. They weren't really sure what product, and they hired these um,
Consultants.
consultants. I have a hard time with that word. Three different consultants, three different companies, all men, of course, 1955.
Yeah.
And they said, go out and do your homework and come back and tell us what your top three product recommendations would be. Honestly, in their own heads, because of what they knew, they were thinking probably a home product of some sort. When all three of them came back with jewelry, they're like, oh, okay. Well, tell me why. And
Yeah.
that's really the question that you asked. And now I have lived it. I mean, when I
Mhm.
left my other company to come here 12 years ago, you would have just been believing me that this is what I saw or was told. Now I've lived it. So now really believe me. And Janine has lived it. But first of all, the market, like the market is huge. Everybody accessorizes. And
Right.
if they don't, most likely they're buying it for someone else at one time or another because it's one of the number one gifts in the world,
Yeah.
jewelry. People wear our product. I'm sitting here with my product on right now, as are you. And when I'm out and about, when I'm online, people ask me about it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like such a not in your face kind of sell because people are complimenting us on our jewelry. Not
Very
only
much
are
so.
we wearing it, our customers are wearing it, our hostesses are wearing it. And of course, they're getting the compliments and they're sending back referrals and stuff. So as a business person, it's absolutely amazing. There's a lot of things out there that are like and it's not a trend. It's like what's something a fad, right? And
Mhm.
it's a fad and it's popular for a short amount of time.
Right.
Well, jewelry has withstood the test of
Most
time.
of
It's
time.
been around since way BC in the Bible, right? And
Yeah.
projections show that in forecasts show it's going to add like $1 billion to this industry. And I'm
Crazy.
like, I want in on that $1 billion. Like it's becoming more popular.
Yes.
And it's just from our end, it's so easy to ship and store. It doesn't take up a lot of space in our house if we have it. We can show it online so beautifully. 78% of our people do strictly online.
Yeah.
But it also shows beautifully in a setting where people can try it on and touch it. So yeah, jewelry truly is the smartest place to be in direct sales because of all of those marketing reasons.
I agree
Super.
100%. So if jewelry is the smartest place to be, okay, why is Park Lane the smartest product to rep?
Okay, so when I was looking at this company switch a little bit more strategically, and I thought, yeah, jewelry is the place to be. Then there's other jewelry companies to choose from, and I'll tell
Right.
you why I chose this one. Okay, so the biggest reason, now I can't even say that. There's a lot of reasons, but one was just even as a consumer. I absolutely loved the Park Lane line because
Right.
we have something for everyone. And I realized pretty quickly that all of the other jewelry companies had some kind of like select market. So, like there was one that was all silver, and there was one that was all pearls, and there's
Mhm.
one that was all Swarovski crystals. Okay. And you're like, that's beautiful stuff. But that again is,
Very
shrinking
small
your
niche.
market.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I loved that we had like a full service uh, jewelry choices. Also, we're the longest living direct sales company,
True.
jewelry company. We are debt free, and we pay for everything with cash.
Mm.
So we know we're going to get paid, which was a huge concern of our last couple of companies because they went under, right? So we knew we were going to get paid, and they've learned a lot. So since 1955, they have been ready to overcome every single kind of natural disaster and anything in between. So we just sailed through the COVID quarantine by just switching the way that we showed our product. And Park
Yep.
Lane was there to be able to support us. They have the richest programs, and you always want to look at the programs when you're looking at direct sales. So what I mean by that is naturally we care very much about how much we're paid, and we are the highest paid direct sales reps in the industry. Our peeps, we start at 30% is the
Mhm.
smallest commission. My last one was 25%. What was
Yep.
yours?
Me too.
Yeah. So we start at 30%, can work ourselves up to 50%, which both of us have. And we also have a direct appoint program, which you or someone you know may be interested in. But if somebody has experience in direct sales, they've
Mhm.
had a team somewhere else, they have talent in that area, then we will interview them and bring them in at a level that's commensurate with their experience, which is how
Huge.
any other job in the whole world does it. So you
Mhm.
might very well be eligible to come in at like a 40 or 50% uh,
Yeah.
percentage. So we're the highest paid. One of the reasons that we're the highest paid is because of our program. So, like our customer sale is so appealing to everybody, where it's buy two for regular, get four for half. The two regular should be your least expensive. And we get paid on all of that. Now, the customer is just pleased as punch because they're getting so much for their money
Yeah.
and they can repeat the sale. They tell other people about it. They get all excited about it. And we're so thrilled because they're getting a lot, but they're also then spending more, you know? So I sold an
Yeah.
awful lot of just boxes of tea lights in my last company for $6.95, you know? And when you're getting paid
That's
a
funny.
percentage, like sometimes people go, oh, I want to sell this because it's only $5 a piece. I'm thinking, okay, well, if you're thinking percentages and how you're going to get paid, people want the best value, not
Yes.
necessarily the cheapest, the best value. So that's definitely what we have here. And then our hostess program rewards people for recommending us. So if somebody like brings their friends and family, or I go to them and in some mode or fashion, be it online or in person or whatever, we're going to reward that hostess, and we reward her so generously. It's literally like a 6-part plan. They
Right.
can't believe how much they get, and we do compete for people's time. So they're like, you got to do Park Lane. I mean, yeah, like you get like a, it's like we know going in that they're going to get at least $100 free, but it's our average is anywhere from $400 to $1,000 in free and discounted jewelry because we do it by order, not by how much people
Insane.
spend, which is neat.
Mhm.
We have 2 trips a year. We have
Mhm.
a Mercedes car program. We have basically, here's what happens, Janine. It's like our CEO, Scott, he keeps his ear to the ground. And when he hears about what other companies are doing, he wants us to have that or more.
Yep.
So he just always wanted to make this, as did his parents who started it, the most attractive place to work. And he's kind of like, he wants his people to have everything. So anything that was a perk at another company, we have something similar, or maybe even a little bit of a one-upper over here.
Very generous. Very generous company. Yeah.
Very generous. Yeah.
Mhm.
And no minimums.
Nope.
And I should say this in the beginning, because people that have had experience in direct sales, that's like a
Yeah.
clincher so many times because
Yeah.
it could be so stressful. Every other company has some kind of minimum, something you have to do, or you're going to lose your title or lose your right to sell or whatever. We have none of that. Scott's like, it's your business. When you do more, you make more. When you do less, you make less. You know, I'm not going to tell you what you have to do. You know,
Yep.
so they lead with the
Carrot.
incentives,
Yes.
rather than like, hitting us over the head with something
Yep.
and saying, you got to do this, you got to do this. So it really is your own business to do with what you want when you want to, and you're able to.
And I think that the no pressure approach is something that nobody's used to in this industry. So when
No.
we talk about it, people go, "Come on." And I'm like, "No, that's really the way we do things
Once
here."
you reach a title, you never lose your title. You
Nope.
could be gone for a while, come back, still got
Never
that same title, still got that same pay level you had earned. It's
insanely
really
good.
amazing of the
Mhm.
pressure it takes off of you.
So I know how you're gonna answer this last one, but but I always love to ask it. Now that you've told us all these things, why is now the best time to join Park Lane?
Yeah, and people out there, I'm inviting you to join us now.
Love that.
And one of the reasons is because you owe it to yourself to do that. You're getting that little excited feeling in your stomach. You have even the single thing for a minute to go, maybe I'll try this. That means you're supposed to do it now because it's a success principle to lean in and do it now. Don't overthink it. Okay. The stuff that you're going to overthink or worry about is stuff you're going to learn as you go, and that we're here to help and support you. No, if you're like successful people, they say, don't wait for the perfect time. So there's
Right.
so many of us that at different times thought, well, maybe I'll wait until my kids graduate, or maybe I'll wait until like I'm waiting to get a new couch until my dog's gone, that kind of thing. But when you're looking at something like this, the time to lean in is now. that being said, it's such a great time. Like I don't know how it is in you're in like the Philadelphia area somewhat. I'm in the St. Louis area, and we finally had like we first had our first cool weather
Oh, it's
today.
cold here.
Like fall
Yeah.
weather, and it's summer lasts a little bit longer than usual. But when people are in season changes like that, when they're looking at holidays, here we are, unbelievable, looking at Halloween and looking at
Insane.
Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are times that they're changing their outfits, they're accessorizing. We call it the golden quarter in sales because Christmas
Yeah.
and Hanukkah and everything that goes with that, and all the holiday parties, and just all of it is a huge time for selling fashion. So it is a phenomenal time to get started. And we're doing a wonderful deal. So, I really feel like I have to kind of like really like underline this. So it's $129, right? $129. For the $129, you put it on your credit card. You
Hmm.
have your what we call promotional show.
Hmm.
The person that invited you to this thinger, they do your show. You get all of the hostess benefits plus the paycheck. So
Yes.
you have just paid yourself back and then some, most likely the $129. Okay. In addition to that, the
Yep.
$129 isn't just a registration fee. That's what most
Mhm.
companies do. No, with it, you get your own personal website. Now, I had to have a website made in my last company, and it was
Very expensive.
thousands.
Yeah. Very
Thousands.
expensive.
I had to pay over time. I also used to have to pay $16 a month in order to get access to the back office at my other company, like to be able
Yep.
to use what they had set up. No, the $129 covers all of that. You're just done. And here's the biggest part: you get to pick out $600 worth of jewelry. You
Yeah.
get to pick
That's
out
great.
$600 worth of jewelry. So for $129, you're getting all that stuff I just said. You pay yourself back in the first week and you're off and running. So, a lot of times people are afraid that there's such a risk. I'm like, really, the risk is to Park Lane, not to you. Do you really
True.
think they can afford to give away personal websites, $600 worth of jewelry, weekly paychecks, the
Yeah.
paycheck on your first show, all of that, and that they're coming out of that ahead somehow? Not even close. They're doing it because they want us to all have the opportunity that their mom and dad had to
Yeah.
run their own business and have a successful side gig, aka full-time gig, whatever you decide to do with it. So yeah, it's now.
You know what, Mary Grace? They believe in people just like you and I do. That's the
Oh my
difference.
gosh.
They
But
believe in
and
people.
success leaves clues. I wouldn't believe in it if I hadn't done it.
Oh, amen. Amen. So in the description of wherever you're watching this at, I put the Google form. I've also just put it into the chat, so you should be able to see it there. So you're going to go ahead and click on the Google questionnaire, fill it out. It's actually curated to your taste. So when you fill it out, you actually fill out what type of jewelry you like, because Mary Grace makes sure to give you
Yep.
several pieces in the color that you love, because she
Yes,
wants you
it's
to have a
size.
full ensemble. She thanks you so much for coming tonight.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, you most certainly can ask the person who invited you, or you can drop a comment in one of our groups here and we'll go ahead and answer it for you. But Mary Grace, thank you so much for taking the time with
Thank
everybody
you,
tonight.
everybody, for taking the time to listen. And I hope that something really amazing just happened. I hope that some
Yeah.
kind of opportunity or a sense of excitement, or like maybe this is what I've been looking for. I just love that. I love that people get to experience that moment and realize that there's something really neat and fun you could do to change your situation in whatever way your situation needs changing. Maybe you need more friends, more socialization. People do this because they're shy and they want to be less shy. You know, they do it so they can meet new people. They do it to make money. A lot of us did it to make money, or to have a tax write off. There's so many benefits to it. So put yes on that form because you are invited to join us.
Love it. Love it. Well, we will see you back here next Monday night at 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And Mary Grace, we're going to go ahead and sign off. So thank
Okay.
you. Have a great
Can't wait
night,
to see who
everybody.
wins. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.